fucking bitch.
I had a ruptured brain aneurysm when I was 27.
I'd rather be well known in my town than well known online anyway.
Welcome back to another episode of the most versatile podcast in the world, The Bean Dip. Today we have Don Dollaz. We are here at the Micronation, out here in the woods, as you see, not in the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself. We have a bunch of things to discuss, and we're going to talk his backstory on how he became a successful entrepreneur.
For sure, man. So, like Beans just said, you know, we are in a micronation, the micronation outside of United States jurisdiction. The United States, I don't mean the United States of America. I'm talking about United States, the corporation. So there's a difference, you know, but we could get into that as we conversate. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Because I saw the sign out there, and
Yeah, I mean, police can't even step up in here, man. You know, they'll get a big fat lawsuit if they even stepped up in here. You know?
Not even with like warrants or anything. Like
it has to be signed by Article 3 court. So that's like the real courts. Okay, so it's like when you start learning law, you start learning that a lot of these courts are like, they're just like let's just say a parent-teacher conference room. Okay, they're not really courts. You think they're courts because you're interpreted that way, but Article 3 courts is really what's real out there. And
right.
if it's not signed by one of those judges, then the warrant is really baseless. But you know, but you gotta enforce that though, because cops they go based off consent, your consent.
Right.
And most of the time, you always consent because you start answering their questions and. You know.
Yeah,
that's how they get you.
I've heard and seen like situations where like, you know, because that's what they do. That's their job to kind of, I guess, get over on you.
they're trained to psychologically mess with you.
Right.
You know, so then psychologically you just give in and start consenting to answering questions
without knowing.
Without knowing,
just doing it.
And see, the most important thing is like everyone has rights, right? We all have inalienable rights, which can be violated by no type of like statutes or policies, but they get violated often because most people don't know their rights.
Right.
So if you don't know your rights, then essentially you have no rights, and that's the way they see it.
Right.
You know.
No, that makes sense. See, because I've heard a couple people talk about like, I guess
mosquito over here.
like when you have like your birth certificate, like they own you, like that you're like, it's like a contract kind of. I've heard some people that like, I've heard indigenous people talk about that.
Yeah.
And,
it's definitely a contract. That's another reason why my sons don't really have birth certificates.
Right.
They have private documentation
that
we created, but are still like.
Yeah, you're private. You're like private jurisdiction for like
private,
you're a private entity. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I knew this chief. He's indigenous and Native American, and that dude was always trying to like help me get
private.
away. To be private.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being in the public, and then, I mean, you get benefits, right? You could get Medicaid, you get welfare, you get a bunch of stuff. You could get credit cards. But it's always like you're kind of dependent on the system, you know?
Yeah. Instead
of being dependent on yourself, which I feel like that's what God intended us to do, to be independent anyway.
Right.
You know?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So aside from all that, let's go ahead and jump into your career that you've built as an entrepreneur. It's what you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
As many of them know, you are a founder of what is called Money Shot Films.
Yes, I'm the founder.
And that is in the adult industry.
Yep.
So how did you get into the adult industry and end up on the hub?
I got into it because I always was hanging out with multiple girls doing skits. So, you know, that's how my whole social media started, just doing funny videos online, right? And eventually I was like, well, I started seeing how OnlyFans came about. Right. This was back in like 2020.
Yeah, that was when it blew up, because
that's when it started.
It was always a thing.
It was always a thing, but 2019, 2020, that's when it started like really circulating.
They were stuck in their house.
Everybody was stuck in their house, right? During the pandemic.
The Great Escape.
You know, I had a nice little camera that I used to vlog with and do skits with, and then I just say, hey, to the girls that I knew, would you mind me taking a couple flicks of y'all, you know, in like lingerie, right? They was cool with it. Took a couple flicks, posted on OnlyFans under my OnlyFans account, and people was subscribing. So then I said, hey, this is working out. How about we do more? How about we do a couple little videos, you know, nothing professional, just stuff with the phones, right? Just very, very amateur stuff. And I mean, it started going up until I was like, hey, this looks like it could turn into something big. I'm about to invest and get me a nice camera. And from there, it just went up, you know, just met up with a lot of girls throughout the last few years and made over 100 million views, or did over 100 million
I
views.
thought you were going to say $100 million. Like, whoa.
No, I mean, I've definitely made over $1 million.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to say $100 million.
Yeah, no, I wish. Maybe in the future, over 100 million views, over $1 million with the adult industry, for sure. You know.
So when you started doing the adult industry, you just started on OnlyFans, then you just branched off to like the hub?
Eventually, yeah, I branched off to the hub because that's where the ad revenue is at, you know. And I mean, major companies are on the hub, so I want to be a major company, so why not, you know?
How long was the process for you to like blow up off of your content that you were making?
Honestly, I mean, it was pretty fast. I wasn't expecting it for the hub to like actually push my content, because they were actually pushing my stuff on the homepage along everybody else. So I was like, hey man, they must like my work. They must like my quality, my storylines, you know.
Yeah, because you did start with skits, so you kind of had the
so
dynamic.
I integrated the whole skits into the films as well, and I mean, people enjoyed it, people liked it, and shit, you know. Now we up with that.
Yeah, the adult content is like a dominating industry. It's billions of dollars.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I don't partake in that kind of stuff because, you know, I read the Bible and I like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm spiritually connected to, you know, to God as well, man.
Well, we're all sinners at the end of the day. We're like, you know, we're not perfect.
I don't think filming pornography is a sin.
I think watching it is. You know, well, for me, you know.
I agree and disagree. I mean, look, everybody gonna do what they want at the end of the day,
Exactly.
you know, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with curiosity, right?
Correct.
But now if you create an addiction based out of that,
Right.
that's when it becomes a problem or
right.
a sin, you know?
Right. Yeah, because curiosity isn't really like, you know, because, you know, when you first find it, you're like, whoa, what is this? You know, you're a young kid. You do it in secrecy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it could develop into something that's like unhealthy. And like that's when it could be like a problem, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, because I find like, I mean, everybody's done it. People are going to be like, oh, I've done it.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it. So, because there was this time with this chick that I know. Well, I know her personally, and she goes to like the gym and shit.
Yeah.
And this is when I first like heard of you.
Okay.
Because like someone else had told me like, yo, you should link up with Dollaz, and I was like, well, how can I get a hold of him? I don't know anybody, you know. So there was this one time I filmed this vid with this chick at the gym, and then after I posted it, I don't know why people were just like reaching out to me, yo, look at this shit she did, and I like maybe they thought we were dating, I don't know, but it was never like that. And then like I never like saw the thing, you know, because I don't really care for, you know, and I was just like, bro, that's her business, dog. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. And that was like when I first heard of you, and I was like, yo, that's kind of funny, and I guess it like ruined a relationship for her or something.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, we've made a lot of girls go viral. Some been happy with it, some been unhappy with it, but I mean, that's they signed that.
Yeah, it's all you know, they know what they're getting into.
Yes. I mean, some done it for quick cash, and some done it because they actually enjoy the career out of it, you know?
Right.
Well, hey.
So how do you go about finding the perfect candidate?
I've found a lot of them through online, like Instagram, and I've also found some like at the mall. Sometimes I've like some of the films that I put out on the hub were actually not scripted, you know. Like there's a few what I call the porn vlogs. It's one of my channels on the hub. Some of those are actually more real than like the films, because those are like actual vlogs, and it's like some of those I've actually went up to girls and spoke to them, and it done transitioned into them actually being on film, you know. So that's
That's cool though.
So I'm a risk taker, right? So I'm always just take a risk and see what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
the worst thing you could say is no.
Right,
you know?
yeah. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
And especially in that industry, you kind of have to, bro, because, you know, some girls are down, some girls are not. I mean, what's the worst thing they could say is no?
Yeah.
And then you're on to the next one, then you're walking through the mall and you find someone else, you know?
I mean, there's hundreds of girls, bro, every day in the mall. you know,
Oh, bro.
Or just in
Thousands
the grocery
of
store. I
girls.
mean, I see baddies at the grocery store. You know, I don't talk to many because I'm married now, you know what I'm saying? But still, shit, my girl don't mind, though.
No?
Yeah, she don't mind.
So how does
She
that-
supports.
So how does that work in that type of relationship where is it only open on your end or is it open on her end as well?
Well, it's only open on my end.
Right.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, because I carry myself as a king, and I feel like
As you should.
a king couldn't be a cuck at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, you know what a cuck is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Someone who allows their chick to get railed.
Yeah,
Like, it is what it is, bro. And that's what it is.
yeah.
I was at this event and Myron Gaines, he was talking about how it's only open on his end and all these feminists and liberals are like, nah, it's not how it should be. And then he's like, well, when you have like a high status and
Yes.
you have everything, you check every box on the list, you know, then you could basically do what you want. You'd be, his exact words are, you would be amazed at what your chick would let slide when you do everything you should. Because like even back in the day, all the kings, all the sultans in all of history,
Yep.
they all had multiple wives because they were out there conquering the world. And the only reason they had the multiple wives is to reproduce.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
in order to reproduce with multiple children, you have to have multiple women.
Yes.
Because women can only handle so much
Right.
birth.
Yes.
You know, like they can handle giving so much birth.
Yes.
So a lot of women nowadays don't really understand that concept. It's mostly for fertility reasons, for reproduction. You know, we're put on the planet to reproduce. Usually,
I mean, all these women out here, especially in the United States, or really the
Western civilization,
the Western
bro.
civilization are like gone off the rails. We got women out here that's acting more masculine than men. You know what I mean? And
Right.
But that's also an issue that we have in today's society, that we have a lot of men acting very feminine as well. You know, and nothing to do with like homosexuality or nothing. It's just there's a lot of men that's not carrying themselves as they were intended to carry themselves.
right? Yeah, everybody's become soft. too.
Exactly.
You know,
Everybody
everybody's
becomes
become
soft.
soft.
And I blame the system for that, actually, you know, because
Yeah.
from what they put in the media to what they put in your food, it's messing with your brain and it's messing with your body.
Exactly. No, exactly. I mean, you are exactly what you put into your body. You know, your body's kind of like a well-oiled machine.
Yep.
Whatever you give it, it's gonna give back.
Yeah.
You know, you eat a bunch of garbage, you're gonna feel like garbage.
Yeah, you eat a bunch of like Red 40s and you know all them dyes and stuff. You might become gay, actually.
You drink the tap water, you'll become gay.
I heard about that a long time ago, and I believe that's true.
Yeah.
Um,
Yo, that's crazy. In these vlogs where you were finding like all these chicks, so were there ever an instance where they were unfaithful to their boyfriend?
I've had a few, maybe like 2 or 3 girls that have had like a thing going on, right, with somebody, and then the guy has been upset about what they did, you know. But I mean, you can't get mad at me. I'm just a filmmaker, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I've noticed that like when women cheat on their man, they get mad at the guy. Bro, it's not the guy's fault. It's the girl's fault.
Yeah. I mean, see, women work on emotions, right?
Exactly.
So if women cheat, it's usually because something's missing at home, right?
Exactly. And that has nothing to do with the guy she finds, you know?
Yeah.
So when you do the stuff on the hub, do you do it with your wife?
Sometimes we've had like threesomes and stuff on the hub. Or I mean, just in general, right? Just in films, we've had threesomes, even foursomes. Damn, that was a good foursome. I remember that foursome.
Yeah, that's it.
Nah, yeah, that was
That's
back.
cool, bro.
Yeah, I reminisce every once in a while. It was my wife, and it was a
Always
Spanish
chicks,
chick,
obviously.
a Spanish chick, and a white chick. So I had like Spanish chick, mixed chick and a white chick. It's wild, man. It's wild.
No, it's gotta be a fun life, dog. Like, you know, every man wishes they can just hook up with multiple women, you know, and like today now in the dating scene, it's extremely difficult for a guy to even get a date, let alone kiss a girl.
Yeah.
You know, so when they see guys like you just running through all these like chicks, you know.
I've slowed down a little bit though. I've slowed down. With 2020 to 2020, the beginning of 23 is when I was heavy, you know, doing it, pushing it, a lot of content. Lately, in the past year and a half, my focus has been elsewhere. It hasn't really been in the porn industry anymore.
Right.
Now it's been more into properties and like real estate, Airbnbs. So that's kind of where I really invested a lot of my porn money into properties.
Okay.
You know,
the longest running period that you were on the hub was for how many years?
I mean, I'm still in the hub.
You just not as
Money Shot
consistent.
Films is still there, but as far as like posting videos like every week, I haven't been doing that lately. I'm actually searching for a protege. You know, I'm actually searching for a protege, so he can you know, take up on all the responsibility of smashing the girls. You know,
On smashing girls, is that what you said?
yeah, because I mean, I can't do it, man. I'll be too busy. You know, I got a second son on the way. You know, it's just it's not in my best interest no more. And a lot of these girls end up getting attached, and
Yeah, because they see the money too.
they see that, and they see that I'm a good man. Like, I'm not just like a lot of these guys just be wanting to smash them, right? I'm actually like a successful individual that carries himself well. Like, I'm not just a guy just slanging D around. Like, I have a whole background of other things that I do, you know?
Yeah, see, you don't even strike me as like, because usually people who, and this is just like the majority.
Yeah.
From, you know, people who consume it, people who watch it, normally people who make it, they kind of look like weirdos. So, you know, like you can tell something's off. Like with you, like you can just tell, like, look at the way you're dressed, like the way you carry yourself doesn't really show that you're an adult star.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And that, you know, because sometimes there's people that you can just tell, like, they're just addicts to that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just can't be an addict to anything, man. Like, it's cool to smoke a little bit of weed. It's cool to drink a little bit of alcohol, you know? And it's cool to smash a couple girls every once in a while. But as long as you don't make it an addiction and you got something productive going on that's actually making you do better, and you kind of see these things as like a reward. That's kind of how I seen it in my point of view, right? I deserve this girl, right?
Well, it's different because men have to work a lot harder to get the girl than a woman has to do to get the man, and a lot of people don't really understand that. Men have to build themselves up in order to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And that's when it becomes the reward, because that's what you get when you got the fame, the success, the money, the house, you know, like the status.
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely understand that. It's just crazy to me, because like never in my life would I be like chilling with someone who's like super successful in that industry.
Yeah, man. It's been a great journey. It's been a great journey, and 4 years, you know, going strong on it. I just recently opened up a nonprofit, actually. It's called Porn Saves Lives. And the mission behind that is we are striving to take care of people with that have been victims of STDs or STIs, and also victims of sexual addiction.
Right.
You know, so I'm actually giving up one of my vehicles. I'm doing a car giveaway, and it's the Money Shot vehicle, the Money Shot car. We really call it the Money Shot Mobile. Okay, some people have seen it in photos.
That's cool, bro.
And it's wrapped up with Money Shot films. Got the girls on the windows and everything.
The one that's covered?
The one that's covered up over there. Yeah, we're giving it away, man. Just to build donations. Whoever wants to support and to, you know, help other people out, help out the community, because especially here in Atlanta, and I've been living here for a while now. The STD rate is crazy out here, you know.
I feel like that's crazy everywhere, though.
Crazy everywhere as well, and also not only that, I see it all the time from just watching videos on Twitter or from other performers or just encountering other girls. No one's checking papers. No one's asking, hey, let me see if you got something. You know, like I have girls expecting me to smash them raw. You know what I mean? And that's concerning to me, actually. You know what I mean? So, but when I come at them, I'm like, no, I'm about to put this condom on, and we're gonna do it this way.
Right.
I'm really one of the very few content creators in that industry that have always put a condom on, you know, when it came to like
With others, yeah, because
dealing with females.
Because then, God forbid, you know, you get something incurable,
Right.
and you give it to your wife.
Right.
You
Now,
know?
that's not my only concern. Like I said, a lot of these girls get attached. A lot of these girls are after something, right? So my other concern is like, what if somebody's trying to claim pregnancy on me, right? Now, then what? You know, it's kind of like, I mean, girls can say they on Plan B, they on this, they on that, but
Yeah, because
I can't trust that. And at the end of the day, I'm protecting myself, you know.
well, look what happened to Drake.
Right. Yeah.
That fool had to put hot sauce in his shit, and she still tried to inseminate, bro. And then she tried to sue him.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. The lawsuits is crazy. You know, people get sued all the time. But you just gotta. My advice to every young man out here is wear a condom. You know, wear a condom. Always strap up.
Strap up.
It doesn't matter how good she looks, because some of the finest ones be some of the dirtiest ones, bro.
Yeah,
sure.
That's funny that you say that, because there's this dude who is no longer with us that said, I remember he said something like, he has 5 kids and he's no longer with us, and he said something like, you know, if a chick lets you go in raw, you might as well just get her pregnant, because and I'm just like, damn, dog.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's got to be careful out here, you know.
Yeah,
Gotta be careful. But that's why I created this foundation, Porn Saves Lives, and people will be able to make a donation to win this car. They could win it for like $50. That's
Right.
like the smallest donation you can make. You know, so at random you can be picked $50. You get a car,
right.
You know, customized and everything. Got 20-inch rims, brand new tires, runs great. Pornsaveslives.org.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll link that down in the description below.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I just got a couple more questions about that, and then we'll move on to like the investments that you made from the success, because I know that there is a lot of dangers in the adult industry when it comes to women that are being trafficked and then put on the hub. You know, because I know recently the hub had an issue with underage women and not being checked for their IDs and being uploaded, you know,
Yes,
and that
that's
goes
true.
along with like the human trafficking, the pedophilia, and you know, all that illegal stuff.
It's a black market stuff right now.
Yeah, it's a black market.
Yep.
And when you're searching for like these people, obviously you check the ID. You have to do.
Of course, that's the first thing I check.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to. That's a lawsuit. That's well, it's illegal. You're going to prison. You know what I mean?
Yes, nobody
But-
has time for that.
So like the question I ask is, with that being big in the industry, how does that separate you from, like, you know, because it has a really negative stigma behind it, you
Yes,
know? So
yes. Yes.
so how, like, where do you separate the lines of,
I just do me. That's
you know?
it. I just do me. I mean, I'm not worried about what other people may think, you know, like, oh, he's perhaps trafficking, which I've gotten those accusations before.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
I'm sure you've been Me
Because
Too'd as well.
A lot of these girls that I've filmed have been like 18, 19, right? 20, 21. I mean, the youngest has been 18.
Yeah,
But
of course.
That's just
Everybody loves the 18-year-olds, bro.
that's just part of the industry, you know. But obviously, always check IDs. What I do is I verify their ID, right? Make sure they're 18. And I have them sign release agreements, right? They can read everything. I also have them sign a form 2257, which is like a record keeping form for adult companies, adult film companies. So everything that I do is legit at the end of the day. And the reason why I've been on this, so long is because everything I've done has been legit from day one. I've never cut any corners with that shit because I knew how serious this shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're filming a woman and then you're putting her online. Like I've seen many guys get their accounts.
Like exploitation almost.
Right. I've seen a lot of guys get their accounts banned.
Right.
Right. Lose out on money or possibly gain a lawsuit because they smash these girls and, in the moment, these girls is like, oh, yeah, film me. Yeah, whatever. Hee hee ha ha, right? And then guy uploads it and then somebody's getting in trouble, right? Yeah. And now I've had situations where girls is like, oh, I want my video taken down, whatever. I have to respectfully explain, hey,
you signed the paperwork.
You signed this paperwork, right? Now we can perhaps work something out. We can see what options we have, but, like... There was a girl that I actually did take their stuff down because she was like, oh, I'm trying to get married, da-da-da. I understand, like I'm also a human. Like I'm not just, money this, money that, because money come and go at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It chicks be out here.
yeah, it's a crazy business, and it definitely takes a lot to handle it, especially... it's one thing when you're doing this single, and then if you're doing this while you like married or in a relationship, then that's a whole nother thing. But luckily, my wife, she's also in the industry. Well, I kind of introduced her into it, right? So she made a lot of money herself.
Yeah. So with that, like, in your wife being kind of, I don't really like the word exposed, but I mean, I guess that's what it is. Everybody can see her. That's different from at least letting people like smash her.
I mean, everybody can see her, yes. But nobody can smash her.
Right. So that doesn't really affect you. You don't really care about like the long term.
No, not really. Because once again, it's like she's not doing that forever. Right. Like she has different goals. At the end of the day, it's like we all take stepping stones to do bigger and better things.
Right. No, it makes sense.
Doesn't matter. Like some people are drug dealers, and then they become big entrepreneurs.
Right. Because they use the money to fund that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the government, for instance.
Right.
I don't want to say nothing, but
they print money out of thin air.
Not only that, they fund wars. They're the ones bringing in the coke and the weed and everything, and it's kind of like, they legit.
Exactly.
They legit, man.
What about now that after all that changed with the underage stuff and like how the hub had the lawsuit?
Yeah.
And all that, that's when they changed the laws to being able to watch it in certain states, So like you can't watch it in mostly the red states.
Yes.
So that being banned, did that have any... you were already slowing down on it anyway. So did that really affect anything for you? People can use VPNs.
Yeah, not really, because people use VPNs all the time. And the United States is not my only fan base. I have fan bases in Europe, South America. I've filmed girls in United Kingdom, Spain, South America, like Colombia, and countries like that. So I have a fan base worldwide pretty much. So it doesn't really affect me, but I feel like states trying to take control of that, it's kind of good and kind of bad, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like they're already setting stuff up to where you are pretty much cool with letting them take stuff away from you,
right?
Or take access away from you, for certain things. Mm-hmm. Before you know it, the next thing that they'll take away will be, I don't know, Netflix or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows, right? But
yeah,
it's like, I feel like we shouldn't let bureaucratic agencies, 3-letter agencies, have a say-so in what people can do. I feel like people can be competent enough to like self-govern. But then again, that's like a mentality thing, and a lot of people...
it just comes down to discipline.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that in them to like, be able to do that.
Right.
Because it definitely takes a lot. It definitely takes a lot, especially after me like getting involved with the adult industry. Since I had so much free time due to the amount of money that was coming in, I really didn't have to work. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend time with my son, my wife, and everything. And I was just like, yo, I need something to do. So I just started reading, right? I just learning, and I started learning the laws and learning how to protect my rights and everything. And I really took a lot of interest in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to this day, I've shut a couple cases down where either they have tried to sue me or they have tried to sue my wife. Nothing porn related. It's just other matters that we've been involved with. But I've always shut it down because, like, lawyers and stuff like that, when they bring up cases in court, most of the time it's just a bunch of lies.
Right.
Right. So as long as you know how to defend yourself properly, you can shut anything down.
Aside from all that and the success you made and the money you made, what did you do with the money afterwards? So you said you invested it into homes. So now you do like Airbnb stuff.
Yeah, so now I'm just really focused on the Airbnb stuff. That's really my main focus. Just properties in general. You know, fixing them up, getting them looking nice, getting ready for, like, you know, travelers and stuff like that. And I mean, it's been a good journey as well. Before Airbnb, I was actually doing Turo, which is like the Airbnb for vehicles,
for cars,
right? Yeah. And I mean, I had got a bunch of vehicles in like the past 2 years. I mean, I've sold a couple because I had so many. But I ended up getting out of that business because it was cool, but I just felt like I just didn't like the risk behind it of cars potentially being totaled, right? And I mean, I've seen a lot of guys get their cars totaled, which could be a good thing and a bad thing depending on how you're looking at it. But I just pretty much got out of that business and went into Airbnbs. Because I've always wanted to have Airbnbs.
Right.
Yeah, and I was able to do it. So right now I got
It's better than buying a house, to be honest.
It's definitely better than buying a house. And the best way to actually get into the Airbnb business is rental arbitrage, which most of my homes are rental arbitrage. The other ones are, well, I don't own anything. Let's put that on the record here on camera. I don't own nothing. I don't even own a car, bro.
Yeah, I don't own anything either.
I don't even own this, like, this watch. I'm just able to use it, but I don't own this either. Like, I don't own nothing.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. You know,
exactly.
You can't tax the rich.
That too, but you know, you want to like build things to like take control, right? So you don't have to, right? So you don't have to like actually be on paper, like owning stuff.
I try telling people that all the time, and they're just like, "Well, they don't know." I mean, I'm not gonna give them the sauce.
I mean, but it's not even hard to like understand like how to do things. Like I always tell people, like just create a trust. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just create a trust. Like the most simple trust, you could just create like a revocable trust. And then if you want to get a little more technical, you could do like irrevocable. But it's fairly easy, bro. Like, and you don't need attorneys and none of that shit. Like, if you smart enough and do a little bit of reading, excuse me, you can definitely create a trust. You could use ChatGPT, man. Like AI right now is powerful. You could use that for many freaking things, man.
You can make it write a script.
Everything, man.
You can do whatever you want.
I use AI all the time for a lot of things nowadays. For a lot of things, you know, like a lot of my businesses right now, especially Airbnb, is like super automated. So I have all these homes that I don't really have to do anything.
How many do you have?
10.
10 total.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Most of them are in Georgia, and I just got one out there in Orlando. So yeah, man.
No, that's sick. I mean, I'm sure the passive income on that is astronomical.
It's good. I mean,
minus the fees, but
right now you got fees, right? You got like,
your overhead, yeah.
You got your mortgage or your rents or stuff like that you got to pay for. Your utilities and stuff like that.
Yeah. Your
cleaners. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. Airbnb is not a get rich quick business. You got to invest into furniture. That's if you don't get a place that's already furnished, right?
That's also with anything, though. You have to spend money to make money.
Yes.
Even with like the adult business, you have to buy a camera. because you can't
Yeah.
just do it on your phone all the time. You know, you got to
Yeah.
add some production value. Even with me, you know, like
Right.
that rig over there is just that's my run and gun rig, bro.
Yeah, that's nice too.
And that shit's like 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But my production value, it goes with anything. You know, I didn't buy that right away. I had to work up. So
Right.
it's the same thing with real estate, Airbnb. You need to start small. I'm about to buy a crib, and it's only gonna, well, not only because 200K is a lot. I got to prove for 200K, but at the same time, like, it's a start. It's a
Yes.
start. You know, you gotta
Yes.
spend money to make money.
Yes, definitely.
So with your so you own some of the home. Well, you don't own anything. So
Well, I have trusts that
own. Yeah. So when you do that and you have them rent the stuff too, because they own the rentals and you rent it from them. So
So,
How does that
basically,
work?
basically,
for you,
let's just say this may or may not be my way of doing it, but let's just say you open up a trust, right? You create a trust, you title a property under a trust, and then you lease that property to your, let's say, to your business, right? It could be a LLC you create or something like that. So essentially your trust leases to your LLC, and then your LLC takes responsibility of the rentals.
right? Yeah, because then it does. Then that's what makes it so you don't own anything.
Right.
Yeah, because this house, like, I'm funding it, like I'm
Yeah.
paying it, but it's not under my name.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to come at the end of the year and then pay some, like, I don't make money, bro.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day,
Right.
I'm broke. I
No,
make
I mean,
$0,
yeah.
dog.
You just want to have like a minimum salary at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
According to like the IRC, the Internal Revenue Codes and stuff. But that's another thing that you don't really have to live your life with. Like, you don't really have to pay taxes.
Right.
Right.
I heard the IRS came knocking on your door.
No, we heard that.
No?
No. No, but I mean, I mean, there may be agents that be watching me from stuff that I've been talking about lately
Right.
online. I don't know, but or stuff that I've done, like as far as paperwork, like with courts and stuff. But taxes are voluntary, right?
Right.
So this podcast ain't about to be about taxes, because I don't want the IRS to send a hitman after me.
They
but,
can't come on your property anyway. Micronation.
right. I mean, they lawfully they cannot, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to violate.
Right.
Right.
And then it's a whole headache.
I mean, then it's a whole lawsuit and this and that. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that these agencies work based on fear and intimidation. Okay, so if they come up in here with guns and SWAT, you know what I'm saying? Your regular civilian is going to be intimidated as hell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got guns and everything too, man. I got big guns and everything, but obviously I'm not gonna go on the defense, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the offense though with knowledge, right? And let them know, like, yo, lawfully you can't be here. Lawfully you have no business being here. This, and that. And if they can respect that, then they will definitely leave you alone. I mean, I've had it before. There's been like, I wouldn't say, well, they're kind of government agents, but like county workers, which are
Right.
essentially government agents, but like county, I guess like a county government, state government. They've seen my sign and they've, like, you know, I caught one before and I went up to him like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I don't like your sign, this and that, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, well, what you want to do about it? He's like, well, I don't agree with that, right? And I'm like, well, what don't you agree with? He was like, aren't you a United States citizen? And I'm like, I'm a citizen of the United States of America. And he's like, well, so you're a U.S. citizen? I'm like, if you interpret it that way, yeah, I can be, but I'm under the rules of America. I'm not under this United States corporation stuff, because everything that they do is on the legal side. I ain't doing none of that legal stuff, because that's all man-made rules. I'm not here to serve any other man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a king myself. God put us all over here to carry ourselves highly, not to be
Yeah, in
serving
the Bible
other,
it calls
other
us
men.
gods.
Right. We are God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Me
we are,
and
yeah.
you, like, we are God. We are the universe.
Right.
Like,
of course.
religion was only put here to control you at the end of the day. All of these, I don't know how many religions there are, maybe more than 10, right? But it's all put in here so you can be controlled.
Right.
That's it.
There's only a couple of religions that are based off of fact anyway.
Right. And then also to split everybody. Because if
Yeah,
everybody
'cause-
unites, then, you know, we probably all run the Vatican down, which is another whole fraudulent ass,
Right.
demonic ass thing that's going on out there.
Right.
Taxes are voluntary, bro. Right? You don't really have to do them if you're structured properly. Like with private trusts, with also like nonprofits, okay? And not just any nonprofit. If you ever, or this is for anybody that's watching, if you ever want to open up a nonprofit, I would suggest opening up a 508c1a. It falls under the 501c3 Internal Revenue Code. So you see a lot of these churches out here, right? And they're nonprofits.
Yeah, of course.
Right. But they're really not. I mean, they are,
No, I
but
know.
they still have to.
You don't think the fool at Elevation's making millions of dollars?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
but,
I know.
But see, they're nonprofits, but they got a little caveat to them. They still tied in with the government. Okay, so they're based on religion, but they still have someone to answer to. Which, if you claim in religion and spirituality, you shouldn't have any bureaucratic agency that you answer to at the end of the day, because spirituality governs any, or, you know, trumps any little man-made laws or whatever. So 501c3, which is what most of these churches are classified under, they have to report their taxes and shit like that.
Yep.
Okay. A 508c1a doesn't have to report anything. As long as you're following your mission, pretty much.
Exactly.
Right. What you intended.
You have to do it the right way.
In your bylaws and stuff like that, which definitely you have to write up some bylaws if you're gonna be taking on this like nonprofit journeys and stuff. But yeah, 508c1a is the way to go. The IRS website or their documents are not gonna. You're not gonna be able to find no like stuff for 508. You're gonna have to read within the IRC's of about. You're gonna have to read within the 501c3 Internal Revenue Code. Okay, and in there you will find the language about a 508c1a, and a 508c1a doesn't have to claim a tax exempt status because it's automatically that already. A 501c3 does have to go and apply for that. Okay.
So like when you buy stuff in the store, you don't pay taxes?
Nah, I mean sales taxes is different
Yeah.
because at that point you fall under the policies of that business where you're you know shopping at. So that's different, you know. But I'm referring to as far as like paying dues to a government.
Okay. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
on a monthly or quarterly or a yearly basis.
The government, those who govern your mentality.
I mean, yeah, that's what a government is.
Yeah.
You know?
And then your parents are a pair that rents you.
So you've been learning some stuff for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
Nah. Yeah.
I tried
nah.
explaining this to someone. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, bro, until you're 18, they own you. They could even claim you when you're after 18.
I mean, you're really not an adult until you're 25 in the eyes of the government.
Right.
You know.
And even then, my parents are like, you know, they could claim me as at the end of the year,
Yeah.
and then whatever I made that year is basically nothing.
Well,
Because the parents could claim you as your children the whole time,
yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, the government sees everybody as like children, pretty much. That's why they take so much control of everything that you do.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah, they govern your mentality.
Yeah, I mean, they govern your whole life. So
But in order to do that, they have to
be
start
in
with your
mind.
psychology.
Yes, and all that starts from like school, right? That's why my kids will never go to school.
Exactly.
Ever. And I mean, look, my son has never. He's 4, about to be 5, and he's never been to even pre-K. None of that. And he already knows how to read. He already knows how to add and subtract a little bit here and there, right? And all he's learned is things that I've taught him, or we put on things on TV for him, and he schools himself, like, you know.
Right.
And like there be times like stuff pop on TV, and he's like, "Oh, that says this and that," and I'm like, "Damn, I didn't even teach him that word," but he already knows how to like pronounce the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like school is just some BS. Like, just from witnessing my own son, just being able to learn himself shows me that we are capable of just learning without a little teacher that's here, you know, on.
Yeah, because they just want you to follow the code. You get stuck in the matrix, bro.
Yes.
Once you follow that, you have to go to school, work, and all. You know, what is it? You're born, you wake up, you go to school, and then after school you have to work a job until you're 70, and then after that you have to retire with minimal.
And get Social Security, bullshit ass benefits.
Yeah, all that retirement, Social Security, 401k, it's all a scam.
It's all a scam, yes.
All a
Everything's
scam.
Everything's a scam.
Insurance, like, bro, you don't even have to pay your medical
Insurance
bills.
is the biggest scam in the entire world.
Exactly.
You never needed it.
Exactly.
And when you do need it, they make you run through freaking hella hoops just to claim some shit.
Yeah, and then if you're actually sick, then they deny you.
Exactly. It's all a scam, bro. Insurance, I'm 100% against that. Like,
yeah, and then, I mean, you could just go to the hospital anyway. They can't. It's illegal for them to even let it hit your credit. They can't. You can't pay. You don't have to pay your medical bills. A lot of people don't know that.
You don't have to pay any bills, bro. Bills are fake. Bills are fake, man. Bills do not exist. It's all a mentality thing, man.
Yeah.
It's all a mental thing. Right now, I have a couple cases against a couple banks because throughout my entrepreneurship, just like everybody, we all fall into debt, right? Everybody who invests has to take on debt.
Right.
That's the shit that we have to do, unfortunately, unless you're like freaking, you know, come from a rich family or something. But me learning the law and stuff, I figured out that this debt shit is nothing but an illusion, man.
No, because I understand, you know, because I know about the government and the parents and the, you know, because I know a little bit.
No, see, it's like.
So, but they might not, because they're gonna look at us and think like we're stupid.
No, but this is real, and you can definitely research this. If you want to take any interest in why debts are fake, just look into modern money mechanics. All right, it's literally a book written by the Federal Reserve of Chicago. They literally put this shit out because by law, by natural law, they have to let you know what the hell is going on. Otherwise, they will be committing fraud.
Exactly.
Right. So it's
out there,
but
they're not gonna promote it.
Right, but it's out there.
It's out there.
It's your job to figure it out.
Yo.
So it tells you right there that all they do is fractional banking. Like, there is no money circulating whatsoever. It's all numbers on the screen, bro. It's all credit. It's all credit.
You sound like Andrew Tate. But that's the shit he be saying.
I mean, but he's right.
But he's right. It's all numbers on the screen. It doesn't exist. Money's not real.
Money's not real, bro.
It's literally numbers on the screen.
Yeah,
and the more numbers you have, the more access you can do with it.
Yes, but then again, it's kind of like, do you really want that credit that's being issued to you? Because it's really a trap. You know, credit is promoted by the media in a way to make you feel like you need it.
To make you feel like you got more money.
Right. It's a psychological game.
Yeah. That's why MasterCard is the way it is, because of the logo.
Yes.
And I forgot like the reason behind it being the two circles. But if I think about it, we'll get back into it. But
yeah, but see, it's like, let's say you take out a credit card or a loan, right? Let's say you do an application, right? The money is created from you, okay? Your application, your social security number, and your signature create the funds.
Yeah, because you don't have a social.
I do, but it's in the process of being revoked.
So you could be a private entity, right?
Right. I mean, it's been a while since I even use it. I don't even use it. I work with EINs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I'm not using any SSNs because, for one, I never consented to even get that. Unfortunately, my mom wasn't, in tune with what was going on, so she went and got one for me when I was younger, right?
Yeah, because that's like your birth certificate. That's your contract to.
Right. Well, when you're born, the hospital presents it to the mom right there. Here, sign the birth certificate, and here's the application for a SSN, a social security number. And most of the time, well, not most of the time, really all the time, people moms and dads just go ahead and
Yeah,
sign
because
up.
they think that's what it is because they don't
think
know
that's what
any
they
better.
have to do.
Yeah.
But people don't understand that we all have options, and this is a voluntary system that we're living under. Everything is voluntary, every single thing. Nothing can be like mandated on you for you to like actually have to do it. Those three things, the application, your social security number, and your signature, create the funds. Okay, because you give that to a bank, which I don't even call them banks. I just call them transfer agents.
Just call them rivers.
No,
'Cause
they're
it flows.
transfer agents, and the reason why they're called transfer agents is because they are the agent that transfers the credits to your account. Okay, you in reality have unlimited credit. Your social security number is tied to monetary funds. That's on the private side, right? But obviously, you don't have access to those things because you haven't been set up that way. Now, there is people who have gotten to that point, but they've gone off grid 100%.
Right.
I mean, they have to at that point. And it's definitely not easy to even get through all the hoops that you have to get through just to even get to that. You're gonna have so much pushback, and I mean, you might even be facing prison time because judges work with the banks. You know what I'm saying? Unless you bring up like a really good case and you got valid proof and shit, then you know they can't really argue with you.
Right.
But that's what creates the money, bro. Like, banks are not ever loaning you anything. So when a bank says, okay, here you go, here's a $10,000 credit card or a loan, they never actually transfer any actual funds to you. All they did was extended credit. Okay, so they extended your own credit to you, and then you go back and make payments to them
With interest.
for something that has already been cashed in. And the reason why I say cashed in is because on all credit obligations, what happens is they're all being securitized. Okay, and this is something that maybe a lot of people have not heard about, but this is something that's really going on behind the scenes in the banking industry, and it's called securitization, which means financial institutions, they get a bunch of applications, mortgages, car loans, etc. They put them in a pool of loans and shit, and then they sell it to investors, right? But before they sell it to investors, they assign that contract that you signed for that credit card or loan, and they usually assign it to a trust that they create. So
Okay.
when they assign it to a trust, they have now lost ownership of that debt. Okay, because when they securitize it, the debt has been extinguished. Because now it has become a positive, because now you got investors paying on that debt.
Right.
Right. So the debt has been extinguished, but yet every single month they're coming at you saying, hey, make the minimum payment. Make the minimum payment for this and that.
So I don't have to pay that.
You don't have to pay anything. But here's the kicker. You'll tell them, hey, well, first you got to know how to even communicate with these fuckers, okay?
I like the way you said that.
Nah, it's true, man. They're
That's what it is.
they're a bunch of fuckers, man. They're playing the whole world. And this is worldwide.
Oh, yeah. No.
This
They're
is
definitely
worldwide.
playing the whole world. For sure.
The bankers control the world, bro. They control this. And it's cool. I ain't mad at them. But I'm not going to let you control me and my family.
Israel, too.
I'm a stand, huh?
Israel controls.
Israel, too, yes. Yes,
They got the most money.
yeah. But it's all based on the people.
Right.
The credit.
Right.
It all falls back on credit. Everything is credit. Money is non-existent. It doesn't exist. Them pieces of paper that we have,
It's a note.
it's just a Federal Reserve note.
Yeah, it's a federal. Yeah, exactly. It says it on the dollar. It's a Federal Reserve
Right.
note. It's
and the
not.
the only reason we use it is because everybody's accustomed to it. You know, but if we all started our own currency, right, then we would all like fall back from using that dollar
Right.
bill.
Right.
They send you statements in the mail every single month or online. They always try to opt you in to get them online and not get it paperless, right? Because this is probably going too deep, but those statements are not bills. You think they're bills because that's what your parents taught you. That's what you've been brought up on. Those are just statements, bro. Literally statements of credit. It's just saying how many credits were used this month. That's it. That's it. It's just a statement. It's not a bill. It's not a bill. It's a statement, and you have to acknowledge it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to pay it. Now, when you don't pay it, they start talking about, oh, well, it's going to collections. Da, 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 da.
Once collections take it, it's no longer yours anyway.
Well,
But it's not yours to begin with.
No, it's not theirs. It's not theirs to be claiming that you have to make a payment to them. Okay, this is a perfect example right here. Let's say you get a credit card from Chase Bank.
10K.
10K credit card from Chase Bank. The bank is JPMCB,
Right.
JP Morgan,
JP Morgan
and Chase.
Right.
Okay. You got the credit from, they extended you the credit. When you get your statement in the mail, at the bottom where it says who you got to make it payable to, it says card member services.
Right.
Who the hell is that? Right? It's an entity that works with JPMCB that's only servicing the account. The motherfuckers that are calling you, mailing you about making a payment, they're simple servicers. That's it. They service accounts. They don't own nothing.
They're just trying to take money from you.
They're just trying to take money from you. And whenever they know that you know your rights, and this happened to me, they want to settle quick. Like, I've had one where they were like, oh, you owe us 40K. I said, okay, we'll validate the debt. Can you validate it? Oh, we've sent you statements in the mail. That's not validation of the debt. I need you to show me that you own this account. Oh, well, we'll send you the contract. That's not validation that you own this. That's just showing me that I agreed with some entity to have a certain financial transaction going on. But my question is that you have to validate this, and they're legally required to do this, especially if they're going to act as a debt collector. Okay. And another thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I only know so much about it, so I'm learning.
Nah, bro,
soaking it in.
I've been studying this shit for years, bro. Like,
No, we'll talk more off camera too.
When I have a mismatching girls, bro, all I do is read. All I do is read, bro. Like, that's literally all I do. And not only read, but I practice these things, and I see them work, and I see how these little fuckers be panicking. So, okay, 40K default, right? Okay, well, how about we settle for 50%? You just got to pay us 20K. And this has happened. And I'm like, oh, so, okay, 50%? All right. How about 35%? Matter of fact, how about 20%? Oh, no, we can't do no less than 50. Okay, well, I need you to show me that you owe the debt. And I just keep hitting them with hella facts that they eventually go to like, okay, look, according to my supervisor, you only got to pay like 20%. So you could do this over and over again. And not saying, this is not to promote that you don't have to pay for stuff. This is just to let people know and be aware, because this is everybody's right to freaking know this stuff.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. This ain't no tax advice, no type of advice. This is just experiences that I'm speaking of that can potentially work for you. But it's like, why do you have to pay for something that has already been paid for? And not only that, why do you have to pay for something that you created? The money's created because of you. Only natural people can create funds. Financial institutions, they can't create shit, bro. They're putting those numbers on the screen based on your application. And then the amount that they put on the screen is based on your credit score, which is really I call it your debtor score, because it just shows how good of a debt slave you are to them. Okay? Credit is bullshit, bro. You know, and I've gotten away from credit for a while now. Yeah. I don't use credit cards. I just use debit cards, bro. Like that's all I use now, because I refuse to continue to feed a fraudulent system. You know?
Makes sense.
So, I mean, I've had battles with financial institutions where, you know, they say I owe them this, and I mean, while I may be able to pay you or I may not be, but either way, I need you to validate it, and I need you to prove to me that you actually own this, so I can make sure that I'm paying the correct entity and not just paying a third-party debt collector. Because whenever these financial institutions start coming at you about, hey, you owe this, or you're 30 days behind or whatever, the first thing that they put at the bottom of your letters or even email communications, or even when they call you, they'll tell you the mini Miranda. You know what that is?
A mini Miranda?
The mini Miranda is this is communication from a debt collector, and all purposes are used for debt collection practices and blah blah. You ever seen that shit?
I think so, maybe. No, because
Yeah.
I'm not in debt like that. Because I don't use credit cards either. I use all my debit.
Well, so according to the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, specifically under 15 U.S.C. Section 1692E11, it states that creditors, okay, the ones who supposedly extend the credit to you, cannot behave in a debt collector capacity at the same time. But when you miss a few payments, or your first payment, whatever, they'll give you the mini Miranda stuff. So by them putting that mini Miranda, talking about this is communication for debt collection, blah, 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 now they're in a debt collector capacity. So if you're smart with this knowledge, you question them. Why are you behaving as a debt collector? I thought you were the creditor. I actually had this argument with a debt collector, and they were like, we are the creditor. Okay, well, why are you behaving as a debt collector? Oh, because the account has been charged off. Okay, when was it charged off? Oh, it was charged off, let's just say it was charged off yesterday, okay? Okay, oh, it was charged off yesterday, yes, all right. So then why were you giving me debt collector activity about 2 weeks ago?
Right.
If it got charged off yesterday? You know what I'm saying? Because the whole time they're a debt collector. The whole time they're a third party, because, like I said, the moment that you sign that application and give it to them and they extend that credit to you, it's already been securitized. It's already been assigned to another entity. So it's already been cashed in. Shit's already been paid for. The debt has been extinguished. You're just under the illusion that debt is real. You're under the illusion that they actually loaned you some money when they never did, because actually loaning you some money would be me actually, hey, I'm going to give you $10K in cash, or I'm going to transfer my $10K from my checking account to your checking account.
Right.
But do they ever transfer any money from their checking account to your checking account? Never. It's all credit. It's all credit,
It's not
bro.
real.
It's not real, bro. It's all numbers on the screen. It's all numbers on the screen. That's why they have such a hard time with people like me, because we know too much, right? The other day, actually, I caught this debt collector in some shit. And she got mad as hell. She was like, "We are the creditor." I'm like, "Okay, well, you acting like a debt collector." Then she was like, "Well, who did the funds come from?" And I said, "No funds came from anybody. I received credit. That's not funds." You feel me? Because I know what the fuck is up. I got credit. I didn't get no funds. Nobody gave me nothing, no funds. It was just credit. Okay, well, who gave you the credit, or who extended the credit? I was like, the servicer. Okay, well, the servicer, da-da-da. And she said the name of the company. I'm like, oh, well, thank you for admitting that you are a servicer. And she was like, I didn't say that. I'm like, you literally just did. We're in a recorded conversation right now. And the reason why I'm doing all of this, because I'm building the case. You know what I'm saying? In case they ever try to take it to court. The lady even told me, she was like, if you don't try to take care of the 50% today, if you don't try to take care of the 50% today, we're now gonna send it to a collection agency. We're gonna just send it to an attorney. And I said, okay, well, good, send it to an attorney then. But see, but most of the time they're not even gonna do that shit, because it's gonna cost them too much to pay attorney fees, and then on top of that, they
ain't getting the money.
Right. It'll be an easy win if I didn't know shit. Right, it'll be an easy default. But since I know too much, attorney gonna look at that shit like, is this nigga an attorney? Because they be asking me all the time, are you an attorney? And I say, no, I'm not an attorney. I just know the law and I know my rights. So I know how to talk to you fuckers. That's it. So I was like, well, thank you for admitting you a servicer. Oh, I'm not a servicer. I never said that. You literally just did. It's recorded. But whatever, carry on. And you know, it's that easy to settle on debts, okay? I mean, you can essentially, not legal advice, not financial advice, you can default on $1 million, 10 million, 100 million. Donald Trump has done it.
signed Chapter 7, or what is it, Chapter 11?
Bankruptcies.
Which one? What is it? Chapter?
Yeah, I mean, there's 7, 11, 13.
Okay, so I said 7, 11. Yeah.
I'm not sure which one he signed.
Chapter 11 is the one that's most common.
Right.
Yeah, because he's declared bankruptcy like 2 or 3 times.
A couple times, right?
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. You can do bankruptcy, right? Not on your personal name. You could do it on a LLC and just extinguish that LLC, create another one. That's it. But before you do that, make sure that you transfer all your assets into private trusts. Okay?
Yeah, because that's what a lot of because I spend a lot of time, because I have to. This is my career, social media. So I always spend my time around finding rich people. Mm-hmm. I don't want to watch no brokey talk about money, because what do they know? They're broke. So I always like Myron.
Yeah.
He talks a lot about credit and how to do it, and
yeah.
so does Andrew Tate. And a lot of people are like, nah, that's BS, y'all don't know. But in reality, that's really the truth, because you can't tax the rich. And that's why a lot of these people are mad that Donald Trump is in office, because it's like the tax exempt stuff, or whatever he's doing for the taxes. I don't know his entire plan, but like by heart. But he's making it so the rich stay richer and the poor stay poor, and that's how it's
always been that way.
It's always been that way. And a lot of these people who work 9 to 5s are like, oh, well, it's not fair to us. It's like, bro, well, you're stuck in that way
because you want to.
Because you want to. Yeah. So and a lot of people get mad at his tax rules, and it's like, but that you have to protect your assets.
Yeah.
When you're at that level, like in the 1%.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, Trump is one of the ones who has defaulted on debts many times.
Right.
And he's the president of the United States.
Yeah.
He's the biggest finesser out of everybody.
Yeah. And people don't understand that it's not really like finessing like that. It's not really fraud.
Nah, it's just being smart.
Yeah.
It's being smart and knowing how to move strategically. That's it. Because if you don't move strategically, you're going to get violated, bro. This world
shafted, bro.
This world is cold, bro. This world is out here to get you. No one is your friend. These little banksters and shit with the little suits and ties, they're not to be trusted, bro. They're not to be trusted.
Right.
All right. Mortgage companies the same way. It's all fraud, bro. Especially mortgage, bro. Mortgage is even worse than a credit card. That shit securitized the moment you sign that mortgage. Like literally the next minute.
Yeah.
They securitizing that shit. And that shit gets securitized like 10, 15, 20 times.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they can still come take your home, if you don't even own it.
If you don't know how to defend yourselves, bro. But if you know how to stand up on your rights and assert your rights of your land and everything, and also if you with the county record a different meets and bounds of the property lines and everything. I'm giving too much game right now, but
no.
if you know how to move within what they already have set up in their legal system, then they really can't take shit from you, bro. They really can't take shit from you.
Yeah, because that's what happened to Andrew Tate when the Matrix attacked him for being too influential and giving out sauce to the world about the real truth.
Yeah.
They tried to take his stuff, but they couldn't because nothing's in his name.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want nothing to be in your name, man. Nothing to be in your name. You don't even want your phone bill to be in your name, right? Nothing.
You don't even have to pay it.
Yeah. Now,
I'm joking, guys.
Well, look, little essential stuff like that, just pay it.
It's cheap.
Not even that. You need your phone. You need your water. You need your light. But
because they'll shut that shit off.
They shut that shit off. But since we're touching on utilities, they work the same way, bro. They securitize that shit too, and they're nothing but a servicer. Man, the whole system is based on fraud, bro. All right, it's based on fraud, but it's consented fraud that you consented to. So it's kind of like you can't be mad at them.
Yeah, because you're signing. Everything's in there if you actually read it. Nobody reads the TOC.
No. Nobody reads anything. Or
the TOS, same thing. Terms of service.
Yeah, terms of service. Yeah,
terms of service.
Yeah, nobody reads anything, bro. Everybody's just living in la la land. Oh, okay. Credit card. Thank you. You approved me. Oh, yes. I did good with my credit. I paid all my credit cards on time. yeah, thank you for being a good debt slave. Here you go, more debt for you.
That's
Like-
funny that you say that because I was at this fitness facility that I go to, best in Charlotte, by the way. A couple people were talking about credit because the dude pulled out the black, and I'm just sitting there like, yeesh, how much,
Yeah.
is it, you know? Because he's like, yeah, bro, I built my credit up. I'm just like, because I only use debit. They asked me like, and I was like, well, I only use debit, bro. I don't use credit cards.
Yeah, you don't want to at the end of the day. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. They've helped me out in certain things to invest, and I don't want people to think that I'm a fucking like a defaulter or some shit like that. They're gonna say this man don't pay shit. He don't want to pay shit. That's not the case. I've paid many accounts off. Many, okay. I've paid multiple vehicles off. A lot of stuff, bro. Like I paid a lot of stuff off. But ever since I learned the stuff that I know, I want to practice standing on my rights. It's that simple, right?
Mhm.
And if I see that it's working,
Standing on business, bro.
I'm standing on business, bro. Like that's it.
Business
You
is
can't be mad
business.
at me for standing on business. They stand on business all the time, and they try to take your shit, take you to court.
They don't try. They take people's shit.
Yeah.
They do, bro.
But that's because people don't know how to defend
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah,
bro,
exactly.
you know? But if you know how to defend yourself, them attorneys are gonna have a hard time. And actually, them debt collector attorneys, they're the most lazy attorneys there is, because they just work. Their whole freaking work is just based on defaults, or on default judgments, actually, right? Because most of the time, 9 times out of 10, when people are being sued up on, about a debt, people are scared. They're not showing up to court. When you don't show up, default judgment. Court grants the default judgment to the other party that's trying to take you. Okay, take his car, take his house, take money out of his account, whatever. But if you show up and fight and know what you're talking about, now that little debt collector attorney, now he got some real work to do.
right.
And that 9 times out of 10, they don't expect that shit. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody's
Bent over.
right. Everybody just taking it from behind, and nobody knows their rights. And like I said in the beginning of this podcast, if you don't know your rights, you have no rights. That's it. You know, everybody got to learn their rights, man. That's it.
Nah, I
Don't
love
sleep
that.
on your rights.
No, dude, that's crazy. No, but it's good info. But before we jump into any more of that, because you're gonna end up giving free sauce. You know, this is stuff that they got to learn on their own. You know, we can't give too much free sauce
Yeah.
out
yeah,
here.
man.
So it probably is best to probably like conclude today's episode because we got a lot of good knowledge from you, bro. Holy cow, knowledge to know the ledge.
Yeah, I mean, nobody would expect a porn filmmaker to know all the stuff. You know?
Right.
I mean, I have rich friends, man, and they be surprised about this shit too. You know, and while they got the availability to pay you off $100K or whatever, right? They're just giving their money away, bro. Not even knowing it, because they're so used to money coming that they don't understand that they're just literally donating their money to entities that really don't have no ownership of nothing, like, you know?
Right. Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to go in. Well, I don't have any debt right now, so
If you want to get like a house, like a mortgage one day, you know, so you can get into real estate and turn that into like a passive income thing, you know, renting it out and stuff, then I mean, I feel like that's cool, because, you know, you're gonna let the renters pay for what you took out, you know?
right. Yeah, that's the plan with like the crib that I'm not buying.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, I mean, but that's essentially the plan. Just let somebody else pay for it. You control it. Don't own it. Just control it. And, you know, live there whenever you like. But you may want to also look into other places where you could live at, like South America, for instance, you know, where the shit ain't that fucked up like it is over here, you know?
Yeah. Because, well, America's like a good country to be in as far as like the dream, but at the same time, you're just getting bent over.
It's
the
good
most
for
part.
business, man. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's good for, like, if you're smart and got a strategy to create a business, definitely it's a good place to be in. But once you have created that business and got that cash flow going and whatnot, then, I mean, if you want to stay in the States, cool. But I feel like if you want to live a more peaceful life, there's other options out there for sure.
Right. So what you got planned for the rest of the year?
Well, I ain't gonna say where, but I'm already moving abroad, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
When?
a couple days.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I've been planning this for a minute, man. It's like I feel like I've been here a while. I've done a lot of things, and
It's time to see the world, bro.
I mean, I've been traveling, man, but I just feel like just putting my family in a different place, you know, with like more nature, like more hospitality. I feel like the U.S. is just too commercial for me, man. You know, everything
commerce,
is
yeah.
everything is commerce.
Yeah.
And
Well, everything's a transaction, no matter what.
Everything's a
Everything's transactional, bro. And if people don't understand that, then they ain't gonna make it far.
right,
Everything is transactional.
right,
If you can't bring anything that benefit, again, it's gonna sound crazy, but like you wouldn't do this if it wasn't benefiting you, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't benefiting me. My assistant here wouldn't be doing anything if it's not benefiting him,
right.
and I wouldn't be working with him if it's not benefiting me. Everything's transactional. A lot of people fail to conceptualize that.
Yeah, man. People just gotta wake up, bro. People just gotta wake up.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be doing more videos. Like, I actually got a couple of videos on YouTube lined up already. I just gotta hit publish.
Yeah, I got hundreds of them.
And it's about talking about this, man. Like about this financial stuff, about just being more on your sovereignty and being private. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to push that to people so they can learn something out of it, and shit, just whoever it helps out, because I had a mentor that taught me the stuff that I know in the beginning, right? And after I took my own path and just started learning all these other things. Nobody taught me really about this financial stuff. I just learned that all, but just by digging deeper and deeper into this whole freaking rabbit hole. But man, I know there's somebody out there that potentially needed to hear this stuff, though, you know?
No, for sure, bro. Because like I said, I know a little bit about it because I was hitting you with a couple of things that I've learned from, like I said, that chief dude. And we're no longer like homies like that, but
Yeah.
it would probably, I don't know. It's always good to like rekindle business. I mean, he put me in positions where I did some shit, and I put him in, you know. But at the end of the day, shit didn't work out, and it may work out later again. I don't know. Who knows? But he knew his
stuff.
Yeah, bro. Especially about the private entities and the being sovereign, and
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, nah, they can't do nothing to me. I'm private. He's Native American, so
Yeah. I mean, they can't nobody do anything to you unless you consent for it, bro.
yeah, because he was always telling me that like when you're in traffic and like if you're speeding or whatever,
Yeah.
you're violating the speed limit, and then if a cop pulls you over, you gotta tell him like, you didn't pull me over. The law states I'm supposed to slow down for emergency signals. Then after that, it's like you're in control, and I'm just like, whoa.
Well, the first thing is
Knowing your rights.
I would love to touch on the whole police thing, bro, but I don't know if we got time.
Because, bro, they gonna come in. Well, they can't.
Look, people don't understand, and I mean, if you look it up on Google, they're gonna say micronations is like a little. People gonna take it as a joke, okay? But you have the right to create your own micronation, bro. Like you can do that. You can do that, you know. And I only did it. because not because I'm trying to be anti-government. I'm not any of that. I'm not anti nothing. I'm just anti bullshit. Like that's it. You know,
I think most people should be.
Yeah, I mean, and all they feed us is nothing but bullshit, and we all just sit here and take it. I'm standing up on my rights, and I created my micronation because I wanted to do something different for my family.
Right.
And I'm also, my mission is to create a strong family tree, something that there isn't much of nowadays. You know, there isn't that many family trees.
Not in the Western world.
Not because they all get split. They teach you, hey, by 18 you gotta move out the house, and everybody thinks that, and then by the time you move out, 18 or whatever, you're fucked, bro.
Well, yeah, it's not even that. It's also the. It just goes back to like the adult world, you know. Everybody's exposed to that type of stuff, so you know. Then they go that route, and then that makes it difficult for women to find somebody because most men don't like that. You know, I don't want my chick. Well, I don't have a chick, but I wouldn't want my chick hypothetically to be out there getting smashed by dudes publicly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
I feel you.
But some people like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Western civilization is just damaged anyway, because if it's illegal in Dubai and India, you know, then you also see like the families that grow up,
Yeah.
you know, like we're men, so it doesn't really affect us because we're going to find the woman that we want regardless.
Yep.
You know, like a lot of people fail to realize women want to get married. You know,
Yep.
Men are the ones who choose the girl. The girl don't choose the man chooses the girl. That's why we have to propose.
Yes.
We have to get on our knee,
Yes.
propose to them.
Nowadays, you see men getting proposed to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
yeah.
you know, so that I think Western civilization is in a serious decline.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
especially for like relationships and like the dating world, which is a whole different topic too.
Yeah. I just want to say this one last thing. If you guys ever want to get married, I mean, everybody has their own like purposes and stuff like that, but maybe look into common law marriages
Mm-hmm.
versus getting married with the state. Because when you do that, here's the wife, here's the husband, and right on the top, it's the state.
Yep.
Okay. So when you get married like that, it's literally a three-way,
Right.
and the state has the final say so of who gets what, who gets the kids. I mean, if they see that the couple is unfit, they can even take your kids. All right, by the little kidnapping agency over there, the CPS, them fuckers over there, you know. And it's all corrupt shit, bro. And once again, I'm not anti-government. I'm just anti-bullshit, and I'm here to spread people with knowledge about their rights. And if anybody doesn't like it, I mean, shit, just I don't know.
It is what it
Send me a
is.
letter or something, man. I mean, well, people can't. Honestly, bro, like people can't really even find me like that on public records. Because I don't went so private with this stuff. So I mean, but
Yeah,
hey,
because I'm already like pretty private enough to the point where nobody even knows my name, bro.
yeah,
So now I'm just trying to like figure out how to like, you know, I'm going that route.
yeah,
I just gotta know the right people to learn from, you know.
yeah, man. Shit, you got me, bro. I mean,
Yeah, hell
I
yeah,
can definitely mentor you with some stuff and take you onto the private side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I like being private. Nobody understands that. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and conclude today's episode with Mr. King Don Dollaz. We'll see him abroad. We're gonna go do a part 2. Not gonna disclose the location, not even when we're there. So be on the lookout for a part 2, probably in the next like 6 months to a year. Definitely gonna make that happen, and we'll make it more centered on other topics that we discuss privately. So
yeah, man. Hey, definitely learn your rights.
learn
It's
your
boy.
rights, do your research, and make sure y'all don't get shafted for the rest of your life, you know, tied down.
And wear protection when you're smashing these girls. I'm telling you, coming from a guy who being in the industry, wear protection. You don't want no unwanted pregnancies or no unwanted anything, man. Your life is too valuable to mess it up for a quick nut. Porn saves lives.
All right, y'all heard it here first. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button. Turn on the notifications. We have a lot more guests coming your way. We have a bunch of Ink Master tattoo artists. We got Steve Butcher on the way. We have Nick Petrangelo coming on as a poker guest. He is 15th in the world. You know, that's really big. So we have a lot of big guests coming on. Please remember to stay tuned. And we'll see y'all next week on the next episode of the most versatile podcast in the world, The Bean Dip.